Okay. Says we're live. I need to actually turn off my nighttime setting. There we go. It's brighter white on my end now. Brighter light, what have you. Hello, welcome. Can't actually see the number, but tis Friday. Tis Friday, and hopefully we're gonna have a good one. And hopefully it will be, despite being Friday the 13th, a good day for us. I'm planning to either do some fun writing or catch up in one. I got to catch up in my reading journal, so that's something I need to do. But something sort of just more lighthearted, maybe like one of my comedic scenes or something kind of off the wall, rather than the stories that I've been in. Just because after a week of medical appointments, I feel like I need a little bit of a brain break where I don't have to think too hard. So we're going to start off with the reading journal, I think. And then we're going to transition into fun writing. And if my brain doesn't want to focus on that, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll start looking at how I want to decorate March in the bullet journal. Like I know we're not even like halfway. We're not even fully halfway through February yet. But yeah, so that's kind of the way today is going. The way this week is going. So hopefully it will be a good and fun day. Hopefully you also have something fun to do. I mean, I do have coloring books, so I could always pull out that. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. So we will just kind of take it as it comes and figure it out as we go. The poll for today, where is it? Where is it? The poll for today is about cult classic movies. So which cult classic movie, it's hard to say fast, would your main character love? Like which one would be the one that they quote endlessly, that kind of thing. So Princess Bride, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Clockwork Orange, or Labyrinth. Those are the four that I put on the poll. There are plenty of other sort of classic movies that are maybe a little outside the ordinary that we adore. So if you have a particular one in mind that your main character would love, probably because you love it, let us know which one it is in the chat. That is that. So yeah. We have, I should do the cats and the card for today. Thursday's cat and Friday's cat. Thursday's cat. Oh, I need to take off the third sprint banner, don't I? There we go. Thursday's cat says a fur in friend is someone with similar tastes or just plain tasty. So we have a little teeny tiny kitten playing with a fake bird, I think. Yeah, the shine on the head of that bird is a little artificial. So, but it's a very cute kitten. And then we have Zen kitties. Just as one Buddha is not enough, one cat is not enough. So we have 3. Very cute. Very fluffy. Very nice. Okay, last time we pulled the koi, I believe. This time we are going to be pulling the turkey. It is number 61. Give with gratitude and grace is the main message. Do. 61. There we go. It is upright, so that's good. So here's our turkey friend. Give with gratitude and grace. The turkey's message for you is that you always have the potential for manifesting a rich reality, for the turkey represents generosity and a celebration of abundance through giving to others. Give freely without expectation, and you shall receive, for the manifestation of abundance is happening right now. Align with it by sharing your good fortune with others, whether you give money, loving guidance, the gift of listening, or kindness in any form. Immerse yourself in the flow of the generous abundance, being a channel for the turkey and the desire of the universe to see all beings experience the blessing of plenty. Give with gratitude and grace from a wellspring of love and compassion, knowing that Spirit will respond by giving you all that you need in this moment and in all moments to come. So there is the turkey card. That's the one for today. The nice one to remember. And again, it's always good to remember that when you are giving to others, it doesn't necessarily have to be a financial or a physical thing. It can be your time. It can be your listening ear. It can be a hug. Just letting somebody know that you are there, you are on their side, or you are thinking of them, your time, your energy, that kind of thing. So it's always good. Okay, let's make sure I've got my chat over here to the side so that I can see it. And I'll close that. Okay, I need to pull up the document. There it is. Make it smaller so that it doesn't take up the whole screen. So, oh, okay, it was still pretty big. But yeah, so hopefully you are having a good day. Hopefully it is a fun Friday for you. Hopefully you are planning something good, either relaxing or refilling the well for this weekend. I'm definitely going to try and relax. This week has been a lot, and next week also promises to be more of the same. So I'm going to try and channel calm and relaxed. So I need to, I think, put my feet up, read quite a bit this weekend, and just kind of chill. It's also supposed to rain this weekend, so it'll be really nice atmosphere for like a rainy, cozy day at home. So, yeah. Your female main character would love The Princess Bride. Yes. Yes. Stacey, if you want to pick your favorite, you can pick your favorite. That's fine. That's fine. I figure most of our main characters would have an element of one of our favorite. Like there's something in the movies that would that calls to us as well as our main characters. And again, if there is a particular cult classic that you have in mind that your main character would love, feel free to let me know that. So, but The Princess Bride, I think, is definitely mine. I'm not, but I have some characters who I think Rocky Horror would be their favorite. I feel like one of mine, their favorite would be the Labyrinth. But I feel like the majority, at least most of my female, I don't even know that I could say most of. A good number of my female main characters would choose the Princess Bride. Several, at least two would choose Rocky. But yeah. So Stacey says, "Oh, I did. I just didn't want to think about what my main character would pick because I had a very strong favorite. You chose the Labyrinth. However, you think your female main character would be between Rocky Horror and Princess Bride. Gotcha. Yeah, I love how we're all picking for our female main characters rather than our male main characters. We're like, ignore him. We can only have one answer at this point." But yeah. Yeah. So hopefully y'all are having a good day. It is so far it's been at least somewhat productive for me. I set up I had lost my card for when my dentist appointment in May is. So I called them this morning. I was like, "Hi, I've lost my card. Can I know when my appointment in May is, please?" So they told me. So I got that marked on my future log. And then my doctor wants to see me and to repeat the blood work labs in 3 months. So that would be in May. So kind of needed to know when that date was. So I have scheduled that appointment this morning. I called and on my mother's behalf and spoke to her doctor's assistant and nurse, physician's assistant. I'm not exactly sure what her title is. And so communicated a message from my mom. And what else did I do? Looked at one of my test results. Texted Bestie. Started the laundry. We set up our bird feeders. We set up part of them yesterday. And then we set up some of them like right at dusk yesterday. So it got dark by the time we were done. And so this morning when it was light, we went back out to the shed and got the other bird feeders to set them up. So we now have three loose seed feeders and 2 suet block feeders. And we sprinkled a good bit on the ground so that they know to come and visit. And this morning we had crows come by 3 times. We had the squirrel out there. We had a bunch of chickadees, cardinals, saw a blue jay. I haven't seen the bluebirds yet today, but I did see them last week. So hopefully we will continue to get some birds. We put out the suet blocks that are currently out are the woodpecker variety, which all the birds tend to like, but the woodpeckers generally come and visit it pretty regular once they figure it out that it's there. And I haven't seen any goldfinches yet, but they typically do visit us. So we have set up our feeders despite the deck no longer being there. But I have a feeling that we're going to be chasing squirrels off a lot more often because now the feeders are a little closer to the ground, which means more easily accessible for the squirrels. So Stace says, I think my male main character would go between Rocky and Clockwork. And actually your female character would also like Clockwork. Nice. Excellent. We have some secondary Clockwork love. But mostly at the moment, Princess Bride and Labyrinth. So, all right, I did show the cats before, but I'm not sure if y'all were here. So We have a little black kitten playing with a birdie, fake birdie, still. And then we have 3 majestic floofers sitting on a retaining wall. Very cute, very cute. We pulled the turkey, which is about generosity and giving. So that's what we pulled. But I think I'm going to go ahead and start. Again, I think I'm going to start with my reading journal, then move into a fun scene / different fun project. Not sure which one I'm going to do yet, and take it from there. So that is my plan for the day. I'm not sure what your plan is. Hopefully your plan is also fun for you. Let's do the... Should we do the... Let's start with the beach. Let's start with the beach. I think I need a shorter time frame to start with today, just because this week has been a lot. Elizabeth is here. Hello. Can't decide between Rocky Horror and Clockwork Orange and Princess Bride, but your main character would like the Princess Bride best for the sword fights. Gotcha. Awesome. Hello. Hello. Welcome. Yes. The Princess Bride is great, and maybe that's one of the things I should watch this weekend for funsies. But yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. So 1, go ahead and pull up your document if you haven't already, or save if you have already been working. That's number 1. Number 2 is make sure you have something to hydrate with, and go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, please do take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Okay. How do we do? I did good. I filled out 3, and I'm working on the 4th title that I'm putting into my February reading journal. So yeah, I've got these really cute bird stickers. And so I've got kind of like a messy horizontal line that I'm treating kind of like a telephone wire. And then these are sitting on them as sort of like decorations to make it look not quite so boring. And I am writing my the basics like title, chapter, format, whatever are in black ink. And then this month I'm going with the red for the review / summary / thoughts area, as well as like genres and tropes and things. So yeah, I have decided that I'm gonna attempt to use up a decent number of the stickers from this ginormous pack of all kinds of, maybe I should flip it the other way, so we can actually see them. Actually, this probably aren't gonna focus enough, but maybe. Yeah, there we go. So I've got like dogs, birthdays, otters. There's the birds. I used up most of the Chinese New Year last year or the year before. I've got some pandas, some mythical / folklore critters, some flamingos, things like that. So that's not all of them. They've given a sample of the ones that are there. I've got these really cute ones they all have glasses. So like some of them are sunglasses, but some of them are really cute. So I'm going to do my best to use up a decent number of them. Like, look how freaking adorable these sheep are. And so I'm going to try and use up a decent number of these stickers this year in my reading journal. I don't know why, like, that's just like at the moment, this is what we keep going in and out of focus. Sorry. That's just what I'm going to be trying to use. So, because I have many, many stickers and I keep going, I should check out what's new on Journal Say. And I'm like, no, we have enough stickers. But I still like feel the call of the new stationery. So I'm trying my best to not visit Journal Say. But that being said, I have seen that there is a Archer and Olive spring collection release that's happening later this month, next Wednesday. And the cover of the book, the cover of the journal is so cute. It's like a teal and stacks of books and roses. The theme of it, I think, is like books and beauty, or I think it's like a play on Beauty and the Beast. So Beauty and the Books, maybe is the title. Anyway, it's cute. They haven't shown everything that's being released next Wednesday, but I've seen there's a couple of their ambassadors that I follow, and so I saw yesterday's reveal of the notebook and some of the washi tape. Some of the washi tape, I'm like, I generally don't love all of the washi tapes that they put together. I generally only like 1 or 2. In terms of like the things that come in the collection releases. I do like this sticker set though. That's cute. So I may have to get that. I don't know. Anyway, Let me just stop rambling for right now. Let me stop rambling. Renee, hello. Welcome. Welcome. You haven't been to a writing stream in almost 2 years. Oh, goodness. It has been a long hiatus for you. Welcome back. You decided to hop in while reading back through your work in progress. Nice. Excellent. Hopefully you find some fun things in your work in progress. Kara says, Pepper is the main character in the story that you worked on this morning. She would like all of the movie options. Yes, they are good ones. Kara's eating lunch at the moment. You're feeling guilty that you chose turkey burgers for the main because today is a turkey card. It's fine. It's fine. Say thank you to the turkey and move on. Oh, you're stuck on a POV. Okay, what's the POV problem? Are you trying to decide which POV you're going to stick with, or are you trying to decide whether you want limited or omniscient? Like, what's the POV problem? Renee read 2 scenes. Excellent. Good. Stace says, I'm listening to sentencing from a trial and cleaning out your email inbox. I need to go through my inbox. I've also been getting like a whole lot more with like the doctor's appointments and stuff because they all send like, oh, thanks for, here's your appointment reminder. Don't you here's another email about like, do you want to do e-check-in, or like, here are forms you need to fill out. And then afterwards it's like, here, don't you want to leave us a review? Test results, that kind of thing. So it's a lot. Elizabeth says, I don't know how many words I got this sprint, but I feel like I'm on a roll. Ooh, nice. Excellent. Renee went to make coffee, but John, now you're back. Yay. Excellent. Thanks, Flo. You're giving it fresh eyes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do have to give it time. I mean, we hope that it's not always 2 years in between. But yeah, we do sometimes have to give manuscript time to rest and then come back when we're not feeling so discombobulated about it. So, all right, let's swap to the second sprint. Second sprint is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something you want to share, please do so. We are going to swap from the beach to the babbling brook. That's what we're going to do. And I'm still in the reading journal, so I have to catch back up. All right, I think, yes. Okay, so 1, save your document if you've been working on it. 2 is make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3 is straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the end of that sprint. I did finish updating my reading journal for the week. I may have to update it again on Sunday after a weekend of reading, but I am pleased thus far. My hair is crazy, y'all. So I have one left on the one quarter left on the first current page, and then I went ahead and set up the next 4 spaces for reading. So yeah, progress. And then I've got the other bookmarker at the front of like the book challenges page. So I still need to update all this because I don't have like my A to Z titles done up to date. I think my bingo boards are up to date. So, like, I surprisingly don't have that many of the romance bingos done yet. But that's okay. I will get it done, or get most of it done. So, but yeah, I was also reading through some of what I have already written for this other little bit more fun story, a little bit more chaos-brained story, which does sometimes require some rereading to get back into. So I think I'm about ready to get into maybe. But yeah, third sprint, we'll try to keep my brain in this story. We'll see how it goes. We were trying to figure out the POV issue. You have too many POVs, and a scene is featuring a POV that didn't make the cut. You're trying to either rewrite the scene with a POV who did make the cut, but because you don't want to add a POV for just one scene. Yeah, totally fair. I asked if the scene was actually necessary for the overall plot or the character arcs of the main or secondary characters. And yes, they capture a demon that's been loose and wreaking havoc, I think, on a small town. So it is a plot point. So I said, yeah, rewriting it from one of your main POVs seems best. So we agreed, but cheese and crackers, it's a pain to do. Maybe you can motivate yourself with actual cheese and crackers that you get as a reward after you've rewritten it. Maybe. Does that work? Are you food motivated? So snack motivated? Kara says, I have new book promo posts up at Reader's Roost, so there's the link for that. Excellent. Funky is here. It's Friday the 13th. You're scared. Sorry. Andy also says, hey. I told Funky to quick make a potion of anti-skirt, aka coffee. I sent Andy a peace sign or a little bunny, depending on how you want to look at it. Renee got 2 more scenes done. Nice. Excellent. Funky's potion of anti-skirt coffee has been brewed. We are good. We are safe. Funky is safe. I don't know about the rest of us, but Funky is safe. I have water because I had caffeine yesterday for the first time in I don't know how long. And ooh boy. It took me a really long time to fall asleep. Like a really long time to fall asleep. And then I only felt like I only stayed asleep for like 2 hours. And then I woke up and like my brain was just on. And it took me probably another hour and a half to go back to sleep. And then I only slept for like 3 hours. So I did eventually get close to a decent night's sleep, but man, when you don't have coffee for a while, or any other caffeine for a while, and you then have some, it smacks you pretty hard. So yeah. But Renee says, "Yay for coffee! Excellent, indeed." Funky agrees. You're 95% coffee at this point. I mean, yeah. So there was definitely a time period where I was consuming far, far too much caffeine in a day. Um, so I've never done like the energy drinks, but I had. This is when I was teaching, so I like it's been a while, but I would have a like 20-ounce coffee in the morning, and then I would have a like 16-ounce soda, um, at least as like part of like lunch to afternoon doings. But when that like started to fade, those like running gels that have caffeine in them, they like had chewable like squares or whatever. I would consume those to get me through the afternoon slump as I was teaching. And then afterwards, I had to consume more coffee and caffeine to get through the grading. And then I would go to bed, and then I would wake up and I would do it all again. I got to the point where I was so jittery that my feet, like the arches of my feet, started cramping. I was like, I should probably not be having that much caffeine. So while I never consumed like a Red Bull or Monster or any of that kind of thing, I don't think my option was necessarily better. So we don't do that anymore. Elizabeth says, "I already had my coffee for the day. I'm staring at an empty cup and considering more." Yeah, not the worst idea though. Yeah. Yeah. All you drink is coffee, tea, water, and lemonade. Hey, I mean, all of those are good options. So yeah, so I've definitely cut back on the amount of coffee and whatnot that I have consumed. Um, and I've cut back on like sodas and stuff. So, but I still have the occasional decaf coffee, which is still some like a minor bit of coffee. And then I do occasionally either black tea or green tea, which again has caffeine. Um, you're trying to picture me jittery. I mean, so like I hide it decently well uh, when I am in a professional setting. However, um, I was even more easily distracted than I currently am, which is still very easily distracted. And don't forget that, like, in teaching, they tell you that you're not supposed to sit still or stand still. You're supposed to roam the room to monitor the children, to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, to make sure you answer their questions, to make sure you like tap on the desk if they are like off task or something, whatever. So like it I was able to hide it because part of my job was constantly moving around the desk and around the rooms. So I'm not saying that it wasn't it was yeah, it's just easier to hide. Like there was one of the math teachers who definitely had ADHD, just like formally diagnosed and everything. And he would have like entire coffee pots during the day. Like he would have an entire coffee pot in the morning and an entire coffee pot in the afternoon. He was one of the people with ADHD that the caffeine like allowed them to focus. Plus he was ex-military, so um, I think there is some connection there. Yeah, no, I definitely like I didn't even have to wear one of the footstep thingies, watches, one of the ones that counts your step, because I always got it. Before the day was done. But yeah. Renee says, stretch reminder. Yes, I am planning to stand up and stretch during this next sprint, but also posture check, because I just sat up after slouching everywhere, all over my desk, slouching, just half laying on it. So yeah. So I do not consume the caffeine in that copious amounts anymore. But I did, like, I had a soda yesterday, and I had an Arizona green tea. So that was probably bad that I combined the two, which may have been why I had so much trouble sleeping last night. May have had a little something to do with it. Okay, let's do the third sprinty sprint. Don't forget to answer the poll, and let us know which cult classic movie would your main character love if you have not already voted. Let's share the screen, and we need to, let's do the waterfall timer. Scroll it down to a 30, or as close to that as we can get. That's about as close as I can get. Okay. Yes, third sprint. All right. 1, save your document and whatever progress you have made. 2 is make sure that you have something to hydrate with, and take a sip. Cheers. Three, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. If you need a longer stretch, as Renee says, please do that during this sprint. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I'm muted. Oopsies. I was saying that was our second sprint, and I did pretty good. I got 621 words added to this scene, so I think that is a good effort. So I am caught up on my reading journal. I am caught up in my regular journal. And I am now into a fun scene. So I think for a Friday, that's a good effort. This weekend, I think I mentioned, is supposed to rain, at least some of the weekend. So I intend to spend some time reading, being cozy, and sort of chillaxing, being calm. So yeah. Kara's on 2 blood pressure medications, so you have to be careful about your caffeine intake. Yeah. You can have 1 cup of the regular stuff. Anything more has to be decaf. Gotcha. You also have to be careful about having caffeine too close to bedtime, as that increases your likelihood of having a sleep paralysis event. Gotcha. I've never had a sleep paralysis moment, and I hope that I never will, but I am sad that you get them. Renee is halfway through a cup of coffee and is finished reading chapter 3. Excellent. Yay. Yeah, so I had 3 doctor's appointments this week, and I have 2 more scheduled for next week. And then 1 for the week after. Possibly more, depending on what the doctor has to say in the follow-up appointment that I have next Thursday. Fun times. So yeah. So I'm going to try and not think about that, and I'm going to try and relax this week. I did take my crochet to my appointments with me on Thursday, and that helped a lot because I was able to do something with my hands rather than just sit in the room and sit in the waiting room or in the rooms, which is really good because the second appointment I had yesterday, they were running behind. So I sat in the room by myself for like 30 minutes, probably closer to 40 before they came in and were able to have my appointment. So it was a very good thing that I had crochet with me. So we need to make sure we have that next time I go to the appointments too, because that definitely helped with my anxiety about medical stuff. So tip, if you get anxious, take some knitting or some crochet with you to do in the room. Obviously I can't take it when I have my MRI because that would be bad. Plus I think I have to stay still. So, but yeah. So chillaxing is on the menu for this weekend. Funky got the work writing done, or at least some of it done. All right, let's end the poll. Which cult classic movie is our main character in love with? 43% tied for The Princess Bride and Labyrinth. 14% for Clockwork Orange, and none of our main characters that we picked to answer for chose Rocky Horror. Although we did have some secondary, like, oh, well, this other character would pick Rocky. So. Oh, Renee takes a drawing book. That's a good idea, too. Yes. Yeah. And probably less cumbersome than, like, the yarn and the crochet hook and the stitch markers and all of that. Probably a lot more portable and doable. So, yeah. Elizabeth says you have to rewrite some scenes because one of your characters is evolving and you like who he's turning into better. than what he was prior. Gotcha. Understand that. Yep. Yep. Funky says, love it when that happens. Not the rewriting, but still, yeah. We love it when our characters morph into something even better with sparkles or whatever. Maybe not like Twilight sparkles, but, you know, the sparkles of our imagination. We like those. All right, y'all. Save your document. Save it. Make sure it's protected. Make sure you have a backup. We are coming up on the middle of the month. I think technically it's tomorrow. Yeah, so Valentine's Day. So if you have not backed up your project, either this month or last month, you should probably back it up. Okay, that's my reminder. Yeah, not the Twilight Sparkle. Not the Twilight Sparkle. All right. Thank you very much, y'all. I will see y'all on Monday. I'm going to try and schedule another 2 weeks worth of, oh, right. Here's a reminder. I got a jury summons starting on my birthday. So, March 9th, the week of March 9th, I won't know until the night before whether or not I am free. So just tentatively keep that in mind, that beginning March 9th, I may or may not be called to the courthouse to do my civic duty. So yeah. Hooray! This is actually the second time since living in this county. I don't think I ever got summoned, like picked for summons in our old county. No, that's not true. I got summoned once, and it was when I was attending college, and so I called up and was like, "Hey, I can't make it. How do I do this?" And they're like, "Oh, okay," and took me off the list for that point. So that was the one time that I got summoned, was when I was away at college. And I explained that I was at college and it was like nearing finals week. I was like, we're not doing that. So yeah, but since we have lived here, this is the second time I've gotten summons. And my mom has also gotten it twice. So yeah. Oh well, but that's for in the future. Future us can worry about it. So, all right. Thank you again. Don't forget to save. Don't forget to stretch, and make sure you're hydrating. All right. See y'all next week. Bye.